out here to do to condition the public to your armored vehicle. And, you know, I understand society's teetering on the edge of collapse, but, you know, that was done by design. You know, I would simply give them films and books because I found it's more effective. But I'm not, hey, it's your First Amendment to flip them off. And I get it. You're mad. We're being overrun. It's a standing army. I get it. So I can almost admire, you know, at one level, the fact that you're bold. Lucas, Jewel, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me, Alex. And while I can certainly agree that what I did was impolite, I would say, you know, the government has done some very impolite things to me also.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's true. We're lining up for a war in this country. I'm trying to stop it, but I mean, I get your anger. So describe what happened.
Well, I was driving down University Avenue here in Gainesville, Florida, right in front of the University of Florida, and I see an armed personnel carrier with a bunch of guys dressed up like G.I. Joes in the back of Kevlar, and I see this driving beside me on University Avenue, and I have a lot of issues with the police state and police militarization, so I just wanted to express my negative feelings towards that vehicle and towards those officers, and I did it by extending my middle finger towards those officers.
Well, I could say I've been flipped off by the Marines and Secret Service covering Bilderberg, and I didn't flip them off. So, you know, they weren't harassed. I mean, so, you know, that's their First Amendment to say they don't like me for whatever brainwash reason. But so what happened next? Break it down.
So they proceeded to follow me in this armored vehicle for about 2 miles, and then I turned onto another road, and that's when they turned behind me and turned on the red and blue flashing lights that were on the top of this vehicle. Soon after, I'm pulled out of the vehicle. I'm assaulted by an officer. You know, one officer says I'm not allowed to film him because my phone might be a gun, which is completely ludicrous. And if you watch the video, the officer who tells me that I can't point my camera at him because it might be a gun, he eventually says that I can point the camera at myself. I just can't point the camera at him. So if he really was afraid that my camera was a weapon, why would he want me to still hold it?
Well, that's an unlawful order, and they're in a public place. And so until you're under actual arrest, you can't turn the camera off.
Right. And I didn't turn the camera off. You know, they were wearing Kevlar. They were wearing the same camouflage the United States Marine Corps wears. And they really, I feel like, took on the attitude of those uniforms. You know, they dressed up playing soldier, and so they finally got someone who they could bully, and they tried to bully me.
Well, I didn't know that they'd assaulted you and said that you couldn't film. I just seen the part of them threatening to arrest you and pulling you over. I guess the full video is on your website. We're now rolling it now. Describe the assault.
Well, the officer tells me to stand in between the headlights and hand him my driver's license. So he gives me 2 orders at once. I hand him my driver's license, and I'm walking towards the headlights, and he tells me again to stand in front of the headlights. And you can see in the video I'm moving towards the headlights. And that's when he assaults me and says, you know, he's going to arrest me for resisting or something like that.
We'll play that clip in a moment. That's where I think these officers really do show themselves to be wannabe G.I. Joes. They think you're an al-Qaeda operative inside Fallujah. As they pull you over, they should have just let you flip them off and been, you know, bigger men about it. And then they grab on you and threaten to arrest you. You can be seen to be doing what he says. He's playing games with you. And it's all about he wants you to know that he's your boss. Well, that's not how free countries work. And so if you want to put on a uniform, you're agreeing to take a lot of crap. So don't get into the uniform and then be on a pity party all day that somebody flipped you off and then go and abuse them verbally and the rest of it for that. But hey, the good news is your story's a national story. It's all over newspapers everywhere, being played on the news, man pulled over by tank, and people are really understanding this is a fraud. So the good news is it's turned out to be good.
Yeah, you know, I think this has been very good and on multiple fronts. one, everyone should know that we do have the right of expression, and we can express ourselves even in ways that are unpleasant, such as extending your middle finger. So I hope that people realize that we're allowed to do that. And also, I hope this facilitates the debate about police militarization.
Well, I hope that happens, and of course, I can have my opinion, too. I don't think flipping police off is a good idea. A lot of them understand the First Amendment. A lot of them don't. I mean, just like I wouldn't flip off random men. You can get in a fight real quick doing that. But I understand. You can do what you want. You have a First Amendment. I'm just saying I don't think it's a good idea. I want to play the clip you're talking about as we go to break and come back, get some final comments from you, and talk about some of the journalism you're involved in. You've done a lot of great work. Let's go ahead and play that clip of him threatening him.
Mr. Jewell, please stand between the headlights.
I'm getting...
Stand between the headlights where I told you to. If I have to ask you again, you will be put in handcuffs and arrested for resisting. Do you understand me?
Okay.
Look at me. Do you understand me?
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Communist China freely allows the sale of bulletproof armor plates, while our U.S. politicians argue from banning Americans from owning body armor.
Does that sound right to you?
Arm your American body at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hey, Boomer! I learned in school today that 60% of our bodies are made of water. Good thing we have the Berkey system. It's the cleanest, best water ever. Mom says it's because the Berkey's filtration system cleans out the bad stuff and leaves only pure, delicious water. I know, right? You love it too. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Let's go get some. Get Berkey clean water by calling 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Or visit GoBerkey.com.
Why use dial-up when you can use broadband? Why travel with this when you can use this?
And why would anyone use colloidal or ionic silver when you can use supernatural silver?
Supernatural silver is state-of-the-art, and it's been clinically proven to be several hundred times more effective than those other silvers. It's powerful enough to protect you and your family from the threat of deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. But it's so safe that it can be used internally or topically. And you'll never again deal with the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics. Hundreds of scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions have all shown supernatural silver is a powerful weapon in the fight against invading pathogens. Supernatural silver is a must-have for your arsenal. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Usually, the older one gets, the less you are able to absorb amino acids and the less you are able to repair the 100 trillion cells of your body. As a result, you'll have less energy, your tissues will shrink, and you'll become wrinkled. An older person will typically injure more easily and heal more slowly. Not fun. However, if you could consume a protein powder that is easier to absorb, then you may be able to gain back some strength, muscle, and speed of recovery. One World Whey is a highly digestible whey protein powder that may be the perfect answer for you.
My name is Errol. I'm 74 years old. You know, the taste of One World Whey is amazing. I play pickleball, and since taking One World Whey and your trace mineral supplement, I have more energy and recover faster from my working out. I used to take another grass-fed whey protein powder, but now I'm getting much better results using One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man.
That's an armored vehicle. That's not a tank.
You're telling me this isn't a tank?
You were in the Navy?
Yeah.
And you think that's a tank?
You telling me this something like this doesn't go to Iraq?
Film after your video. You think that's a tank?
They're telling me that this right here is not a tank. He told me to do that. He told me to do that. It's called an armored personnel carrier. It's called a what?
Armored personnel carrier. I'm going to tell you what.
It's basically a tank.
I don't mind you recording that, but you're not going to point it at me because there are firearms, one-round firearms that are made at devices like that. So if you want to film all of us, I don't mind that, but we'll set your camera up where it can film all of us.
Yes, sir.
All right? You want to sit it right here? It'll face this way where we're all talking.
Can I just point it at me?
That's fine.
Okay.
You're not going to point it at me, though. That's the safety.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, here's the deal.
He never says sir to you because he doesn't respect the American people.
Left hand out the window while you're operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway, particularly with your meter.
Cop doesn't say sir to me, I don't say sir to them. It just disgraces this whole country. You know, I love that cop sitting there saying, don't point your phone at me. I mean, give me a break. Yeah, they got guns hidden in boots. It'd be like a cop saying, don't aim your boot tips towards me. There could be a gun in there. And, of course, when he first pulls him over, it's on the tape. He goes, why'd you pull him over in a tank? He goes, yeah, I did pull you over in a tank. They're just playing these games like we're the bosses. No, let me tell you who the bosses are. It's the globalists that put fluoride in your water, cop, that's going to brain damage your kids. It's the globalists that put the stimulants and adjuvants and cancer viruses in the vaccines. You better look into it because we care about you and your family. It's the globalists devaluing the currency and destroying the country right now. Have you seen the lawlessness going on right now? This is part of a larger plan to take this country down. And that just shows that the criminal elite want to just have tanks sitting around or armored vehicles with about 5 or 6 guys in camo to come up and bug their eyes out at somebody. It's just pathetic. But let me tell you, a lot of these guys, if a real civil war starts, are going to desert these police units. They don't want to have a real war. And once you take those George Soros orders and start the gun confiscation, you're just idiots. You're real morons. Real fools. 1% of the gun owners fight you. You're talking about millions of combatants. It'll be like trying to hunt a dodo bird after a few months. And you know what? You can't hunt dodo birds because they're extinct. Don't be a dodo. Please. People always said don't be a dodo, meaning it was a stupid bird. No, don't be a dodo. Don't do it. I know you're all dressed up and ready. Oh, man. You can't tell a bull don't charge at a red cape, though. They always do, don't they? Going back to our guest, any final points you'd like to make, sir?
Yes, Alex. Earlier you were talking about how you don't advise people to flick off the police. I also don't advise people to go around flicking off police, and I don't go around flicking off police. But this was the first time that I'd seen an armored vehicle with...
I understand. It was emotional. It was in the heat of the moment. I'm not judging you. I get what you did.
Right. So this isn't something that I commonly do.
No. You just got mad by a bunch of guys in Marine Corps outfits with an armored vehicle at your college. You're just like, can't I get back to a free country again? Exactly. You know, and if you wanted to live in Guatemala, you'd go down there. I get it.
Yes, sir. So,
listen, it's very upsetting when I've had the feds get in my face and do stuff. And they've been at this office multiple times. And sometimes they're nice. Sometimes they yell at me. And I just go, look, if you're going to act like a tough guy, just, either get out of here or show me what you got.
Alex, I really appreciate all the work that you do, waking folks up. And in my 14-page conscientious objector application where I talk about the changes that were made in my...
Hold on, I want to hear this. We're back in 70 seconds. Don't hang up. Lucas Jewell. You see his Facebook up there with him with Joe Rogan. And he was on his podcast. Lucas Jewell's our guest. Stay with us. Back in the third hour.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.